Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the next topic, that is the principles of scientific management. So far we have studied in the previous or before the holidays, we have studied about the principles of management developed by Henry Fire. Okay. So these are the general principles. There are 14 principles that we have already studied. And here there is some or a slightly different type of principles have been developed by F.W. Taylor. So we have studied about the F.W. Taylor as well as the contribution that he has given. So the scientific management. So how we make use of this scientific management in order to make us understand about this one, there are some principles are there. So these principles are known as the principles of scientific management. Okay. The scientific management approach propounded by F.W. Taylor is based upon the following 4 principles. So in general principles of management, we have studied there are 14 principles. But here only 4 principles are there. So here the number of principles are very much less, but the power of the principles are very high. Or we can say that they are very powerful or useful. Okay. So the first principle is that science, not rule of thumb. Okay. The principle says that we should not get stuck in a set of routine with all the techniques of doing work. Rather, we should be constantly experimenting to develop new techniques which make the work much simpler, easier and quicker. So here, science, not rule of thumb. Okay. So here, rule of thumb means the old rules. So the traditional methods are there. So what normally people do is that, see, like when we have to do any work is there. See, like any work that we are doing. So we follow the tradition, so that is what our method is there. Last year how it was done, the same way we do it. So we repeat the same thing. So if there is a mistake, that mistake also we may be repeating. Okay, so that is what our habit is. Normally management also is doing in that way. But the F.W. Taylor says that we should not follow that same method, or that technique is not a good one. We should use science, not the rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means the traditional method of doing. So it is not good to follow the tradition, or it is not good to just continue in the same path as we have done in the past. Okay. So what we have to do is that we should apply science. So when you use science, then we will be able to find out the best method of doing something. So that will be the most appropriate one. Okay. So we should be constantly experimenting to develop new techniques which make the work much simpler, easier and quicker. So we should try to develop new techniques. So new techniques will be can be developed. So see, like if there is a method of doing one work. So normally when we do it, then we follow the old method, but simply don't follow the old method. We should try to develop some new techniques, new methods. Newness should be there. So if you try to bring up this one, then the work will become more simple. Imagine that, see, like if you are carrying some bricks. So see, like if earlier, if we are carrying some bricks, so they keep on their head and they carry. Okay. So imagine that is like if we are keeping. So if we are holding it in our hands, we can hold only maximum, see, like in one hand maximum 4 bricks may be there, in another hand 4 bricks may be there. So maximum 8 bricks can be carried by a person. But that is also very much difficult. But what the normal people, the normal laborers, what they are doing is that they keep one wooden plank, wooden plank they will keep on their head, and in that they are arranging. So when they arrange bricks in that way, they can carry around 20 bricks at a time. So just by using a wooden plank, a new method is there. But even nowadays it is even better methods are there. So what they do is that they use some small vehicle type of equipments are there, like a trolley like thing. So if you use this one, there may be 2 or 4 wheels are there, and in that if we arrange, maybe see like some 50 or 60 or even 100 bricks can be carried by a single person. Okay. So you can keep it, arrange it in the proper this one. And imagine, say, like if we have to carry, if we have to lift the bricks or any sand or all these type of things to the top floor. Like imagine that if work is there of 3-floor building is being constructed, and a 3-floor second floor has been already 2 floors already completed, and the work is to be done on the 3rd floor. Then what they do is that they use mortar, So earlier they were carrying on the on their head, so it will take a lot amount of time. But now they have like a lift type things are there, so they drop the things, and there is a motor, and it will take it to the upside, and this will bring back. So such a way the work will become easier. So if we follow, these are the new techniques, and even nowadays there are so many like mixing machine and all is there. So this one and all is there. So with that it will mix up, and it will take cement or sand or whatever things required for mixing, and after that it will mix, and that mixture will be made, and after that it will be dropping in the place where it is required. Even if it is a little higher place, it can be dropped there. So that becomes easier. So such a way new methods have been developed. So new techniques have been used. So when we use new techniques, our work will become simpler, easier, and more better. Okay, quicker. Okay, so that is the first rule or first principle. The second principle is that harmony, not discard. Okay, as per this principle, such an atmosphere should be created in the organization that labor, the major factor of the production, and the manager consider each other indispensable. Taylor has referred to such a situation as a mental revolution. Taylor firmly believed that the occurrence of a mental revolution would end all conflicts between the two parties and would be beneficial to both of them. So earlier, as I have already told you, you have to, whenever the work is there, so people, what they do is that, see, like the managers or employees or the owners, they consider the workers as the third parties, or they are just like workers or slaves like. And the burden will be given to them, and somehow this is they are trying to make them work more. So that was there. So they simply force them to do the work, and they don't care of the people. So that was the attitude. And the workers also, they know that, see, like the managers are there or the owners are there, they are not going to care for us, and we need not to give our full dedication for the company. Or we see like 5 hours time is there, or 8 hours time is there to do the job in a day. So we have to complete somehow 8 hours, we have to work. That is enough. Okay, so that is the attitude of the employees. But what happens is that, so this is not the method, or this kind of attitude will not be successful. So what the Taylor suggests is that there should be harmony, there should be peace or a harmony between the manager and the workers. Okay, so or the owners and the workers, or owners and the employees. Okay, so there should be harmony between them. How the harmony can be created? Both has to consider each other as indispensable part of the organization. Means that without, see, like if any manager is there, so the manager cannot do all the work by himself. So without the help of a worker, a manager cannot do. If there is no worker, the manager itself is not there. So there is no need of a manager. Imagine that, like if in a school, if there is no students, job of the teacher is not there, no any value is there. So if no two student has taken admission, and if there are so many teachers are there, so there is no any benefit. So teachers cannot do anything if there are no students. So number of students, there should be number of students should be there. So then only there is a benefit for the teachers. Okay, so when teachers are there, then only students are there. Okay, so both should consider each other as a indispensable part. So teachers think that the students are useless, or students are not necessary, or students consider that the teachers are not necessary, or students are useless, teachers are useless. If you consider like that, then the work will not go smoothly. So what the Taylor says that both should consider each other. So if the students are there, then only teachers will be there. The value of the teacher is there. And if there are teachers, then only students can be there. So with the help, both should consider each other as indispensable part. Okay, and both should try to go in a harmony. So teachers should try to help the students in studying, and students should help the teachers to teach. So how they teach is that, like if the teacher is teaching and you should do the work properly, and you should not make much noise, and create a good atmosphere in the class. So if you create a good atmosphere in the class, it will be very much the teacher will be very much happy to teach there. So if I am coming to a class, and if the class is so much noisy and the students are not sitting, what happens is that some students are there always creating some problems, always noisy, or such kind of problems are there. So what happens is that we will be dealing with those kinds of problems, and we will not be able to, we will be trying to control these students, and we may not be able to give our full dedication to teaching, because we will be spending more time, and we will get distracted, we will get irritated, then after that teacher's mood will be changed, and he will not be able to teach properly. But imagine that if the students are very nice, if they are very cooperating, very nicely behaving, then what happens if the teacher comes to the school class itself, he will feel very much comfortable. So he will use his own, he will use full of his energy, full of his ability to teach the students in a better manner. So when he is using full of his energy, the students will be able to understand more better. So then what happens? Students will get good mark, and the teacher's workload, teacher will be very happy with that class also. So that mutual understanding is very much necessary. So in the same situation should be there in an organization also. So the managers and the workers should be thinking that they both of them are an indispensable part of the organization, or they should try to cooperate each other, work with dedication. So the managers will be considering that the workers are there, and because of the hard work of the workers only the work is being done. So we have to somehow they should arrange the work in such a way that the workload of the workers will be reducing. So when the managers are doing like that, then workers will be very much dedicated to do the job, and they will try to complete the job even before the time. So it will be the success of the manager also. So both should cooperate, then it will go successfully, smoothly. So there should be coordination between the workers and the workers and the managers. Okay, so that is the second principle. Then third principle is also somewhat connected, that is cooperation, not individualism. Cooperation, not individualism. According to these principles, all the activities done by different people must be carried on with a spirit of mutual cooperation. Taylor has suggested that the managers and the workers should jointly determine standards. This increases involvement, and thus in turn increases responsibility. So next principle is somewhat connected to the second principle which we have already studied. There should be cooperation and not individualization. Okay, so individualization in the sense that if any student, if I am a teacher, so imagine that's like if I am teaching in the class 12th. So when I am teaching in class 12th, I should consider the class as one. Okay, so I should not think that students should study only business studies. Okay, I should my concentration should be that students of 12th class should get a very good mark. So they should be able to get a very good result. So that should be my concentration. Just getting good mark in business studies is not should not be my consideration. Okay, so I should work. I should try to teach my subject in a very nice manner, and I should motivate the students to study my subject. At the same time, I should also help the students to, or give. I should not say that all 24 hours you should study only business studies. Okay, or I will say that I will give you workload in such a way that you will have to spend only time for business study. If I give time like that, what happens is that you have time only to study business studies, and you may not get time to study accountancy or economics or English or Hindi or other subjects. Okay, so that should not be there. So I should I should try to cooperate with the other teachers also. Okay, so I should be also giving chance to other. Imagine I say like my syllabus is over, and if another teacher is there, accountancy is there, so the syllabus is not completed or some more time is required. So I can adjust it. I can give some time to that teacher to complete the syllabus. So these kinds of cooperation is required. Okay, in an organization also, when the work is being done, we have to there should be coordination. See, like if one work is to be done, there are 5 employees working for the same job. Okay, so means that all 5 of them are doing the job connected. So they should see to it that the entire work has to be completed. They should not concentrate only on their individual work. Okay, so that is what this principle suggests. So we should concentrate more on the coordination, not the individualism. Okay, cooperation, not the individualism. Okay. The next one, development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. Another very important principle is that according to this principle, the efficiency of each and every person should be taken care of right from his selection. A proper arrangement of everybody's training should be made. It should also be taken care that each individual should be allotted work according to his ability and interest. Okay. So development of an employee to his maximum efficiency. So that is a very important thing. So like if what may be the talent of an employee. So this should start from the time of selection onwards. When an interview is conducted and the selection is done. So at that time he should be given the job which is more suitable for him and which is more he is more capable of. Such kind of a job should be given to the employee. Okay, so imagine that's like if as a teacher, when subject is selected, see like if I am teaching business studies, if I teach Hindi, I may not be able to teach how I am teaching now. You know, if any other subject is there, I may not be able to teach well. So if the one who is conducting the interview, they will sit with that my subject is based on this one and my capacity is based on this one. So this subject should be given to this person. Another teacher will be there, so he is expert. Like Sandu sir is there, he is expert in accountancy, so he will be dealing with that subject. Anil sir is expert in economics and so many things like that, economic related things are there. So he is very interested in those type of things, so he will be taking that. So when a person is getting a job which is the job of his own interest, he will be able to give full dedication to his job. Okay, so if I am getting a job which I am not satisfied or which I am not knowing first of all, then I won't be able to do. I won't be able to give full of my energy or full of my ability to the work. So that is a very big problem. So when one work is given to him, first we have to see to it that this employee is able to do this job or not. And according to his ability, according to his performance, we have to give the job. And if we give the job like that, then we should give more concentration to that employee, to develop that employee. So whatever may be the talents of that employee, that has to be developed and he should reach to the highest level. So he should be reaching to the highest efficiency, maximum efficiency should be reached, and also the prosperity. Imagine that, see, like if he is reaching to the highest level, then he will be getting a very good salary. So he will be also prosper. Okay, so such a way he will be able to reach to the higher level. So such kind of a facility should be provided and treat the employee in that way. So such a way the employee can be developed to the highest level of his efficiency. Okay. So these are the 4 principles that we have to study in scientific management. So you go through these principles and study these principles very nicely. So because they are very important and it is a very important part of your syllabus also. Okay. Thank you so much.